How's it going, everybody? Today I'm going to be talking about a couple baits I throw a lot in the summertime. They kind of fall into your jig category, but both of them are reaction bait tactics. The first one's going to be your vibrating jig, also known as a chatterbait. Pretty much all it is a jig head. Normally it's an archy style like this with a vibrating blade on the front. I'm not sure who made this particular chatterbait. It could have been Waylon Parker out at Big Bass Baits. He makes a really good chatterbait, and I throw a lot of his stuff, so it could be his. Anyways, so you can see it's been chewed up really good. I've been throwing this bait a lot lately. I throw them both at nighttime and in the daytime, and the main way I fish this kind of varies, but I cast it out, typically try to get as long of a cast as I possibly can. Count the bait down a couple feet, however deep I'm fishing. A lot of times I'll fish these baits around wood, but typically around submerged grass, like 5 foot deep grass. It's in 8 or 10 feet of water. And I try to keep it slow, right above the grass, tick in the grass. You guys hear that a lot when guys are explaining crankbait fishing and stuff like that. Same type of technique when you're running chatterbaits. I cast them out, let them sink down right above the grass, and I either just kind of slow roll it, ticking it through the grass, ripping it out a little bit, or really fish it fast and let it sink into the grass and pull it out. Or another thing you can do is kind of sweep it through the grass a little bit slower. The cool thing about the chatterbait is that you can dictate the action on however the fish are responding. If they're really active, you can fish it fast and rip it out of the grass. But then again, if they're really lethargic, or even in the winter time when it's cold, a chatterbait can be really effective just letting it sink and kind of sweeping it through the grass. It's really weedless even if you let it sink into some grasses. The rod I like to throw this on, and same thing with the next bait I'm going to talk about, which is a swim jig, is a iRod Air 754. It's an awesome rod. It's got a really solid backbone and kind of a fast tip, but not so fast that you're going to lose casting accuracy and distance and stuff like that. You still feel really good with this rod. I got it rigged on braid right now because I've been night fishing a lot, but either way, chatterbait's a really good daytime bait also, especially in stained water, around grass and stuff like that. For reels, I throw it on a Corrado E7. I throw most stuff on the Corrado E7 series. The next thing is going to be your swim jig. Real standard swim jig. I'm not really into the real elaborate swim jig type stuff. I throw pretty much 1 or 2 trailers, double tail grub or something like that, or this is a skinny dipper that I pour up. I usually just make them match my jig. This is kind of a minnow shad looking color. And I'm going to do the same thing with these, fish it kind of like a bladeless spinnerbait or a bladeless chatterbait. Just going to cast it out, especially around cover, grass, stuff like that. Count it down however deep and fish it accordingly, whatever the fish are telling me. If the fish are really aggressive, I'm going to fish it fast. If they're more lethargic, I'm going to fish it a little slower, maybe collide with some cover and stuff like that. So